Hello? Hello, everyone, and good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. So, my name's Sugi Yamagawa, and today we're going to be building some lumber storage because, one, I have a big project coming up that I am actually going to make it a point to overbuy in terms of lumber on it because I'm actually gonna have to rent a vehicle and travel out into the wonderful countryside to a sawmill to procure the lumber I want for this build. But I would like to over procure a little bit because the lumber I'll be purchasing is Eastern Red Cedar. So I would like to have some storage for that. Also, on my basement shop area, I currently am very excuse me. I'm probably going to be like, I'll be probably a little bit burpy the whole stream because I just had big dinner. But yeah, I'm getting really constrained with my storage right now, so I'm at the point where it is time to make a solution for this problem I'm having. And ideally, that's what we're going to do today. So, I do have a link down below to the inspiration for today's build from, I think the channel name is Shopfix. But, man, goodness gracious. Okay, well, let's just show you my embarrassing simple squiggles. So, the area where this storage is going to go, there's already a shelf, and that shelf is 23 inches up off the ground. Well, 23 inches to the top of it. And we're going to put our storage racks above it. And it's a little hard to see, but we're going to spread the distance between the racks is going to be 15 inches, and we're going to have 4 of them. And then over here is kind of like the side view of what we're going to be doing. It is literally a 2x4 mounted vertically. I do have an unfinished basement, so my game plan is to simply rest the 2x4 on the floor of the basement and then screw it into a joist at the top. This is going to be really simple stuff. Then otherwise, we literally have 2 pieces of wood that we're going to make. Granted, we are going to put some miters on the smaller stuff. So overall, this should be pretty simple, should be pretty straightforward build today. Will it actually turn out that way? I have no idea. I would like to be I would really like to be optimistic of it being a simple and straightforward build. So, we've got some pieces of lumber to cut out, and we are here at my lovely miter saw station. And I'm gonna take a sip of tea, and we're gonna start getting ready to make some sawdust happen. Okay, so I have on my little utility cart over there, I've got pieces of scrap lumber. So another fun thing with this build is it's going to be a really good chance for me to like show, hey, scrap lumber, it's worth holding on to. I did buy some additional 2x4s at a certain blue colored big box store, which was real funny because prior to stream I was checking a former bird app and watching another VTuber rage against slows, which was funny. Because it was like, man, I went there and I was able to get everything I needed today. So, okay, I'm gonna get started here. Step 1 is apply power to tool. Tool's got power now. Actually, no. I should do this the best way. this way. Build square knot. That. Okay. So, first things first, I'm going to focus on getting 15-inch boards cut out. So, we're going to be cutting out 16 of these boards. That's a lot. So, we're going to use this. Technically, I'm going to use it like this. But also, always keep your scrap lumber, kids. Always keep your scrap lumber. Ooh, wow, that's going to be real close. So, that's like that. How about okay, cool. So, you might be wondering what this poor, deeply abused 2x4 is doing where it is. Well, dear viewer, this is what we like to call a stop block. So, since I need to batch out, like, just check my instructions, 16 15-inch boards. This will be a bit longer, maybe like no more than a 1/4 inch longer. I'm not super particular about the length, but basically what this is going to allow me to do, I can literally just grab a piece of wood, bring it to the miter saw, set it up, cut, boom, I have a piece. I'm gonna have to keep track of where I want to stick my pieces. Because this is definitely going to be that sort of build where I'm going to have a lot of like pieces floating around. So, okay, we got that, we got this. We're going to grab this because this turns on the dust extraction. That's over there. So, but yeah, okay. Well, I have a couple of pieces of scrap lumber behind me. Actually, you can't see all of them. Give me a second. Scrap! Yeah, here's all these scrap pieces. So, with our stop block set up, we're going to go ahead and start batching out some of our rack pieces. Since these are going to be the easier of the pieces to, what's the word, get done. So, we're going to start with this. So, please pardon any dust extraction and saw noises, because that's basically going to be like the ASMR for a little bit. And... Okay. Well, Unfortunately, we have had a slight mishap, and the slight mishap is that the hose that extracts sawdust has left the port that extracts the sawdust. So I'm going to take a moment to take care of that, get that re-put on, because I'm okay with a little bit, but I would like to at least pretend to like the idea of controlling the amount of sawdust I have floating around here in the shop. So I'm gonna go take care of that right quick, okay? Go around. Good. And there. Hopefully. Not entirely sure, but we'll see what we can. Oh. Okay. Yay! We're back. Looks like my motivation to get a new miter saw at some point is probably going to be quite high. Okay. Well, let's get back to it. So, dust extraction noises. Okay. Man, I just cannot win today. Because literally on that first cut, the hose fell out, so. Okay. It's weird, because, like, earlier when, let's see, what stream was it? Actually, that was actually making the materials for the table saw stand. We actually used the dust collection quite a bit and did not have any issues with it, but yeah, for today, it's being a bit of a jerk. That's not very nice. So, I don't know. We're gonna keep fussing with this for a little while, and if it's too much trouble, then screw it. Adapters for okay. One thing I do think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go grab some painter's tape. I'm gonna wrap the end of that hose in painter's tape, a couple of rounds of painter's tape, and that will make the outer diameter of the hose a little bit thicker. That should help it stick to the miter saw. Hopefully. Hopefully. I would like to be optimistic here. Not entirely sure if that's going to happen or not, but we'll see. But if it works, it's a cheap solution. And we like cheap solutions. Okay. Two. Trousers. Oh, so that might work. I think. I don't know. I actually went overboard. Huh. Okay. I'm actually gonna undo a layer or two. I went a little aggressive because I was like, I felt like I had to be aggressive with it to get a good result, and who knows? Also, move that. Oh. So we've added some painter's tape to the end of the hose. That's made it thicker, and it seems like it's more stable, so... Because right now, I only have 5 of the 16 boards I need, so... And at some point, I'm also going to have to start... Actually have some, like, full-size 2x4s that I use. Now, let's keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. Otherwise, this is... I don't want to fuss with something this much, this soon on stream. Not fun. Not fun for me. I don't think it... Hey now! Yep, there you go. Whew. But yeah, I really do not want to have to fuss with things too much. Don't like that. But, time for more cutting of the 2x4 technology. Okay. Okay. So, anyone think I can, with this scrap of plywood, well, not plywood, but 2x4, think I can hit the bucket over there? Blue bucket? I want to be optimistic. Woo! Hell yeah. Here's to that. Okay. So, a little bit of a, kind of a where we're at right now. I now have 10 bad boy pieces cut out. But I am also out of scrap from my scrap pile. You might be thinking, oh no, what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna use like actual material now. I actually did buy some material for today, so let me go grab one of those, and whew, it's gonna be a little, the amount of outfeed support that I have with this miter saw station, I am a little bit lacking for cutting up a 8-foot 2x4, but we'll try to be optimistic and we'll see what we get. Here we are. Ooh. Actually, reasonably well supported. Okay, cool. I'm gonna turn on a vacuum cleaner and make Saul go burr. sorry, today's going to be a bit of a noisy day here at the shop. Because we're going to be playing with the miter saw here, and we're also going to be doing a lot of 2x4 cutting. Let's see, I made my scrapwood chute into the scrapwood bucket earlier. Let's see if I can do it again. And I was a hair bit short this time. Oh well. It's on that side of the world. Okay, so we are now currently at the point where well, actually, rather than grab all of them, let's just grab one. So these are going to be the rack supports. They are a little bit longer than 15 inches. And these are basically going to be the supports that the lumber sits on. So we made 16 of those. And now we got to make the angled pieces, because for this build, we're going to have a 2x4 support running top to bottom. And then we're going to have the rack pieces, which are the pieces we just cut. And then we're going to have a mitered one that is going to be 9 1/4 long. And then that's going to be like the support that helps keep like the rack piece like strong and stable. And this is the fun point where I get to be a bit of an awkward duck, because I don't have a lot of experience doing miters. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my scraps here for anything that's longer than 9 inches, which is probably not going to be a lot of things. You don't know. You, yes, you're longer than 9. No, no. Yes, but you're kind of grubby up. You're borderline? We might be able to use you. You. And we have you. First stuff from the scrap cart. This is what we have. Yeah. Let's not use this one. That piece of scrap might actually be a piece of scrap. Sort of like this one right here. That's probably going to be the the fate of that. Goodness gracious. That one process is playing with the miter saw. I have not used this miter saw very much. Walking. Right. I don't know. Oh my gosh! But yeah, this is an old miter saw. This is actually this was originally my dad's and has been sitting in the shop forever. And yeah, I'm gonna just try and like fuss with this and see if we can't get it to actually like at an angle to where we can actually cut some miters. Otherwise, it's gonna be table saw's turn to do that. But might actually be my motivation for getting a new miter saw cut. What's the point of a miter saw if I can't make? Okay. I don't want to fight this too much. Not right now. Ordinarily, I could be a fighter, but not today. Today is not going to be the day I'm going to be a fighter. So I'm going to slowly evacuate material. miter saw station, and I am going to also, in the same moment, I will be reflecting upon, how quickly I wish to replace this thing. Because if I wanna get a miter saw that's a bit on the cheaper side of things, that won't be a huge financial problem. But if I want to get a fancy one, then it'll be a bit more of a financial problem, which I might just end up compromising. Okay. Don't mind me. There's strange noises happening outside. They're outside strange noises. Hey. Ooh. Okay. There we go. Okay. Slowly. Get out of the way. Okay. So, one of the downsides of what I had going on today is I was really hoping to use the miter saw for everything, and it does not want to play nice with me. So, please give me a moment. I'm gonna have to. So all the full-size 2x4s that I prepared for today's stream are sitting on the table saw stand. Table saw is the next tool I want to use, so I've got to do some material shuffling around before we can get back to like making sawdust and stuff. So just bear with me a moment, okay? Yay. Okay. The room. Further in. Hey. Oh. I choose you. Go. We can do all of our cuts today, the miter gauge, and by tilting the blade. That is going to be my. This might be a naive, optimistic hope on my part, but that's what I want to do. If we're going to miter out these cuts here, this is how we're going to do it. The only problem is we actually have some pretty long boards to break down, and really the miter saw station is best to do that at. So, I need to grab a gauge, and I think that's it. So let me go grab my table saw gauge. I was going to use you at the beginning. I would have. Wait. Where am I at the... Great. This is where I'm at. Am I? Okay. So, it looks like I have never used this gauge before, by evidenced by the fact that I've never put the batteries in it. This goes to show you what kind of woodworker I am. Not very good, but that's okay. So, if I put these two A's in, I should. Okay, backing's back installed. There we go. Yay! Got a display. Tilt it. Goes up. And this just gives me an accurate means to adjustment. Table saw. Never really fussed with it, so. Oh, okay. It has come to this. The most trying of times for a man. Time to read the instructions. I've actually never did any bevel cuts with this yet. So let's see. Assembling. Just blade. Miter gauge. Unlock rail lock 5. Referencing part 5. Where's part 5? Okay. There's that. Ooh, bevel ripping. There we go. Upper hand position referred to figure FF. But yeah, I want you to tell me how to do the bevel ripping. Don't. Oh. I mean, yeah, that's actually one way I could do it. But I kind of want to do it the bevel way. Because that's going to be the easiest way to do it. I can't do the instructions just... I like how the saw's just like 7. Bevel lock lever. Yeah, but... Okay. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Okay. I think we're successful. We're successful. Ay, that was a bit more work than it called for. Um, that locked in. Should be good. Set this there. Instructions. Send to table. I'm gonna grab this. Okay, so in the case of a dry cut with my fence, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick cut with just my miter gauge, and we're gonna see how it cuts into this fence. And this is just gonna be like really low risk. Let's try it, see where we get. Whenever I'm making like a cut that I've never made before, I always like to start with something that's low risk. Always start low risk, always start with like a dry run. Well, because a dry run is basically where I'm gonna hold my board to like this, and then I do this, and then see what result I get. So I'm gonna just remove the board from the equation, set it off to the side, and I'm just gonna make a groove cut into this, because I'm gonna wanna pass all these boards past my miter fence that I have here. Let's see what we get. Okay. Okay. So, that turned out pretty well. So, grab a piece of wood, and I'm going to see what sort of... And I'm just going to cut a miter on one side. I'm not going to worry about measuring the length of my board and making sure I get, like, a perfect result. Because right now I'm still working with just scrap pieces. So I'm not too particularly concerned, but... Ooh, I'm going to have some stuff to think about here in a bit, but we'll get to that when we get there. But for now, let's just make a beveled cut and see what we get. Okay. Well, I did not... We got a tornado watch a little bit ago, and now it's raining super hard and the wind's pretty bad. Oh no. That's actually where I was at yesterday. We actually got some pretty bad storms that came through here, actually during stream yesterday, and our tornado sirens actually went off here, and it was like, okay, I'm gonna be optimistic and keep things rolling, and we'll see what happens. But thankfully, nothing bad happened here, and everything worked out, and hopefully it's the same in your situation. I'm just gonna continue to worry about making potentially sketchy cuts. They're not super sketchy, but they're a little bit. Be a bit more aggressive this time. Ooh. So we got a full miner. We don't have sirens over here, but everyone gets them over their phones also. Ah, yes. Yes. Oh, darn it. I am really going to be like 50-50 today on that. Yeah, I've got, yeah, it's just sirens here. But I want to think about, because my instructions call for 5 1/4, and I don't know if it's 5 1/4 long side or 5 1/4 short side with these pieces. I'm going to go ahead and just I'm going to go ahead and cut this at 9 1/4 long side. and we'll see what I get with the tables. So basically, my aim is to make the edge of my blade hit that mark. So we'll see what we get. These bevel cuts are really weird because I don't know where exactly they'll end up. Because with like a straight 90-degree cut, you can just eyeball it. This is going to be a little bit more difficult to do so. Okay. Came up a little bit short, but honestly, it's going to be good. That will support. That will drill into a piece here, and it will drill into a piece in blue. I do actually this and this. I have a slight gapping with my ink. Darn it! Hoping for a little bit more success on that. You go there. I'm gonna double check the angle on this just because I was a hair bit off. Ooh, yeah, that was not as far off as like that. This. Okay. That should be closer to what I... Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. Well, got piece number 2. Let's see what we can do here. And short again. Oh well. So 9.5 inches. Oh. Let's see. So we want roughly that. Came up a little bit short, so I'm gonna go for another shot. And that time I ended up too short. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Yay! Okay, I at least had success with that. But let's try this. Ooh. Okay. Well, we at least have the bevel set right. Problem is being consistent with my cuts is going to be an absolute nightmare that I need to figure out. Because I need... Can math save the day? Because... Let's see, if... Roughly around about there. Out. I want the bottom of my blade to be like 1.5 inches past my mark. So, you know what? let's have a little bit of fun here and just see what we get. Actually, how big is this piece? Because I do not have a lot of leeway. Ooh, just add. This is under 10, but I'll see what I can do here. This board doesn't give me a lot of options. I don't have a lot of leg room. So, just an idea I have. If I take up like so, let's see what I get. Oh. Oh. Okay. Bad news. I cut my miters the wrong way. This is not how I want the miters. I want the miters to be like this. Not weird like this. And this piece is basically, at least for this project, it's unsalvageable. It's unsalvageable at this point. So, womp womp. But I did gain a bit of pretty good idea. And what the idea is I can use the scrap piece I cut off on my first cut and basically use that as a lineup to where I want my second piece to be. So I think I have a pretty good idea of how I want to figure out my cutting. And also I'm starting to build up a lot of sawdust over there, so I'm going to go plug in some... this table saw's blowing. Wow. Yeah, it's blowing a lot of sawdust. There we go. Okay, we got that hooked up. So, let's try to cut this. Hopefully we cut it right, and then we can worry about other things. Because there's quite a few things to worry about. So, we're going to want to spin this like this. We'll just pop it in, and some may pop off and pop in later if you're still alive. Have a good day. Okay. Well, you take care of yourself, Lillian, and stay safe out there. Weather is definitely something always worth taking seriously. That is like a rough one. Basically. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah. Okay, sweet. Okay, cool. I think I got a method now to make these bad boys. Here at the table saw. Granted, the thing is, I have to make 16 of those, and I have so far only made 3. So, yeah, it's gonna be one of those fun days. Unfortunately, though, we're probably going to have to take Table Saw Coon and put him to the side. Reasoning, well... Ooh. So hopefully this will preserve my blade angle. Because, yeah, for now... Yeah, I'm not going to even attempt to have my... I'm not going to try and make... No. Be plenty safe now. So we're going to take the miter gauge. We're going to set it over here on this side of the world. So I'm going to take my work pieces from earlier. Here and here. And actually, I might add... I'm going to add another set of standing area here. Just for a little additional support. So what's basically got to happen now is I'm going to get the circular saw out. I have 3 pieces cut out of 16. I need 13 more pieces. So to do that, what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and angle... Oh, goodness gracious. I was really hoping to do this with a miter saw. The miter saw does not want to cut miters, and that's a big problem. And now we got to do it at the table saw. Problem is, the table saw is not the best place to use long pieces of lumber at. So I have to break down. So what I'm gonna switch to, pivot to, is we're gonna be using the circular saw, and we're basically gonna cut out some like probably 12-foot pieces out of the what I have. Around about this, I think. Just because because the thing is, my circular saw discharges dust 90 degrees to where the saw blade's cutting. And in the previous orientation, it was kind of blowing it towards my desk and towards the various electronics that help make all this possible. And that's an unideal circumstance, so this way, they're actually just blowing at the poor miter saw. So, which, admittedly, when I knew I was switching over to the table saw, I should have went ahead and took the time to cut the pieces with the miter saw. Great, now I'm thinking about whether or not I want to cut the pieces at the miter saw, or do I want to cut the pieces with the circular saw? Decisions. It's difficult. Screw it. I've already got this much that work. With circular saw. This is fun. Yes. That'd be a bit more level than that. Okay. Ugh. My. So I'm about to have a really dusty shop here soon. Which actually, give me a quick second. I'm gonna throw on my air purifier. Nothing. Okay. Okay, so air purifier is on. I do have power to circular saw. Probably also do the cord the right way you should do your cords. So we'll do We're gonna do it like so. So you kind of do it like a square knot, and then that way when you pull on your tool cord, it doesn't plop out of your socket. And there, one doesn't take lying around. That I'm blind and can't see. Since I'm gonna want to cut like 9.25 inch pieces out of it. One foot sections. That should be enough to do what I need to do. Okay. Yep, there we go. That should be sufficient. And when I go to make successive cuts, I'm probably going to use this off piece as like basically a reference piece. And those there because I kind of want to have a bit more area on my desk for all these off pieces making. In the meantime, let's make some sawdust. Okay. Now I gotta get that. Because I desire it. So, this piece should be just big enough for us to make our supports, which it certainly is. I'm just going to take it, line it up on my edge. Bada bang, bada boom. My next mark. Oh yeah, I could actually just lay them on my table saw. This is also another place for me to stick things. Who would believe it? Actually, I'm going to bring this in. Take this out a little bit more so that way, hopefully, we've got enough room here. So that way, when I finish cutting this, this stays here and does not flop off into the abyss. I would prefer it to not fall into the abyss. Woo! Whoa. Okay. I think my computer just showed me like multiple notifications. I'm currently trying to like process what I was seeing, but also on the other hand, I'm operating a power tool right now, and I probably shouldn't be bothered by the various notifications that my computer's trying. Probably should not be bothered by that. Or at least not bothered in a point where it's like affecting what I should be focusing on. Being a little rough, which is fine. It's fine if these ends get a little roughed up, because well, we're going to take chunks off. But I keep using ones for my reference. just make sure I'm not doing anything too shenaniganous. Sometimes you can end up with error compounding. Keep using like the same reference over and over and over again. Actually, another thing. Probably. That will go there. Do a check. Also, like another issue I'm having right now is my depth gauge is set probably a little shallow for a 2x4. I think that's another issue I'm having. Whoa! There we go. We are now appropriately set for 2x4 technology. So let's see how well this one does. Ooh. I didn't get as much tear out towards the end, so I think we did better there. I say addition of that mark. I suppose we can believe in measure twice, cut once. Okay. Then for my final cut, I'm going to have to bring these in pretty close to each other, because that's just what I gotta do. Okay. Woo. Oh. Got. So we got 8 of those cut out. Thankfully, I don't think I've generated too much solid. That's in the direction I don't want it in. So I've got 8 plus the 3 I've already cut. That's 11. I need 5 more. So go grab one more stud and I'll be right back. And here we are back. Granted, hopefully the goal is to make this happen. That last, because that extra one had like the remainder from all the previous cuts. we had a difference of here to here. We want this, because we should be able to get by with just having 11 inches on these pieces. That's going to help minimize the waste we make. Okay. That. Mark. Place, and then we'll mark again. Okay. And hopefully this one is supported by the cable enough to where it won't. Okay. Things worked out that time. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope they can work out. I would appreciate it if things would work in my favor. We do that, and then we check. Yay! So let's keep going. Woo! Well, pencil. But I think if I've been keeping track right, might be the last one. I think. But I'll do a count after I finish cutting it. A dozen. We have 13. We have 3 already. We need 6. Oh. Yay! We're done with the. We're done with this thing. I like this thing, but I'm done using it. It truly is a great tool, but I can't hook it up to dust collection. So it just makes a mess everywhere. So just give me a little bit of a moment here to kind of like get things cleaned up. And we will actually be getting back to using the table saw. There. Set you there. Go there. Come back here. There we go. Woo. Did my dust collection just fall out? No, it did not. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. Up. Okay. And I know there's a little bit of dust in there. I'm going to go ahead and briefly turn it on. Okay. I should get rid of all the dust that was kind of like built up a little bit. So I have all those pieces there. I actually have, darn it, I have a piece in my Netherland on here. Get out. That way we can keep this project moving on the road. Granted, speaking of projects and keeping everything moving, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break, and once we get back, we will start putting miters on all these. I think we've got a pretty good method, and hopefully, if we continue to execute it well, we should be able to easily put a whole bunch of miters on these. So, I'm gonna bring on the BRB, and I'll be right back. Okay, so quick apologies for the delay, but I am back, and so hopefully we've got a good formula here for making miters happen. And I'm now currently very, very motivated to get a new miter saw, but I probably won't make that happen until like closer to the end of the month. Well, closer to the end of the month of October. Okay, that's about that. Then we'll have this. I do have power to the table saw. And something like this. So, I'm gonna go ahead and put my first miter on this piece. So, the formula we developed from earlier is, so we want our miter to be 9 1/4 inches. I want it to be here. And the lineup technique, bring this board down, and using the angle of that sets where I want to have this. Let's see if this formula works. Yeah! We got our miters. We got some good miters. I always like to check my miters. Yeah! Sweet, 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 sweet. Okay, cool. So, I am currently a very thankful woodworker right now. Because definitely really nervous about the getting this whole like miter situation. I'm honestly just gonna like just get into this and go and roll and just have a bunch of fun at my table saw. So that's gonna be that miter on that side of the world. And actually, probably go ahead and that out. Go ahead and leave that tape extended. Might as well do things in such a way to where they make your life a little bit easy. So happy with that alignment. Yay! Sweet! We are gonna start. We're just gonna really start batching these out. That is what we're gonna do. Okay, yeah, because that mark just needs to be closed. Like that. Woohoo! Definitely have a lot of these to go, but hey, I'm glad I finally figured out the formula for this. Yeah. Granted, my bucket over there is really starting to get full. And I also just noticed my dust hose fell off. Dust hose. Please stay on. And actually, speaking of dust hose. Yeah! Get a little bit of that dust cleaned out. Probably should do that after every like 5 cuts or so. Okay. There's that. Up. Ooh. Hey. And safe. And with that, we're now that's the halfway point with these pieces. This is really awkward to do as a lefty. Okay. There we go. Sugi, you're going to be a bit of an eager beaver. Remove your piece. Do yourself a favor. Let's just... Get a little bit of that dust out of there. Okay. Unfortunately, the safe thing for me to do is to wait for that blade to stop spinning before I break tape measure out and bring my hand near this blade. Pretty sure some people could have been watching me earlier and been like, man, this guy's a crazy. Which, hey, I'm a VTuber, so yes, I am a little bit on the crazy side. I shouldn't be being crazy with my safety. I should. Okay. Ha-ha! Yay! Another piece done. And I'm filling the bucket up more and more. Do. Creepers. Okay, we got that. Got that and that. Okay. Out where? Aha! They're starting to bounce out now. Yay! The sweet, sweet joys of process batching 2x4 technology. Okay. We are now currently 75% done. Got the alignment. I'm gonna take a sip of water. And sorry if it's a little bit boring, but unfortunately this is just how like batch processing is. It is do steps, repeat steps, keep repeating steps till you're done. Okay. Do that, do that, that. Figure out where we mark. That looks about right. And that's piece number 14. Do. We're nearing the end, ladies and gentlemen. And trust me, I'm looking forward to it as much as any of you are. Okay. I was real close with that one. Okay. I also think it got a little sawdusty, so... Judging by the way that the vacuum hose just behaved, yeah, there was definitely some sawdust accumulating. And let's clean out the rest of that sawdust. Okay. John, that's the last one. Sweet, we got 16 of those bad boys done. So this means we can now proceed to move to the next step. Great, let's see if I can get this put back in its original spot. Yeah. Woo! I want to see if I got that. Good 90. No, that's looking pretty good 90. Descend, blade, descend. We're gonna be moving on to other stuff. That's down, that's down. So much sawdust. kind of is a good thing in a way, but... Okay, so. I'm gonna take a quick sip of water. And then I'm going to grab a piece of plywood to throw over this to increase the amount of support that I have along one lateral direction. And here it is. So this is going to help increase the amount of support boards are going to have. And I want to be really, really, really careful with how I'm doing things moving forward. Because, yeah, this part is going to get a little bit tricky. Grab one piece of 2x4. Okay. Cool. So, let me dust off my little instructions here. So, you're gonna have the shelf that this lumber rack is getting mounted behind. It's 23 inches up off the top of the ground, and then I want to have a 15-inch spacing between all the various pieces of my lumber rack. So, I'm gonna take 23 and plus it by 15, which none of you dare beat me to that math. I'm a big boy, I can math. Let's see, 23 by 15, 38. So that's gonna be 38 inches. So I want the top of my first shelf to be at 38 inches. But I do want to check something. So what I'm going to do is I cut these 15 inches. So I can use them as a spacer in here. That way I know, hey, this is 15 inches. I can mark the top of that. And then, yeah, that's actually what I want to do. Something right quick. Actually, that. Dude. Okay. I might want to tighten up that space. Because I don't think I have enough room to do a 15-inch spacing. Nope, I'm a hair bit. Okay, so I'm going to have to bring it in closer. So I'm probably going to do a foot spacing. But, and go ahead and secure this. Because, well, I just want to go ahead and make some other stuff happen. So for my pilot hole, do I want 964? 964 sounds right. For my 3-inch screw, I'm gonna check. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. So, I'm gonna go ahead and drill 2 pilot holes. This. Pilot hole 1. And then pilot hole 2. Okay. That's the pilot holes drilled, and then grab a Phillips from here. And then grab my first screw. That looks pretty even. I'm gonna go ahead and zip another screw. Actually, I should probably go ahead and kind of dump my screws out a little bit so they're easily accessible. Okay. So that's going to be the first of my... And I want to make sure... So it definitely is a little out of square, but I should be able to improve it. So this... Just a wee little bit of a squeeze, it should be good. So, go ahead and this. Okay. Being very strange here, feller. But yeah, I'm gonna actually be really taking my time with this first one. Figure out how I wanna build it, bring it together, you know? That's there. Woohoo! And it's a little off, but it's actually tilted back versus forward, so it means it's less likely for stuff to fall off. But ooh, that feels reasonably secure too, which is good. Here it's good. Sweet. Yay, 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 yay! Starting to feel optimistic, guys. Starting to feel a little optimistic about this. So, I have decided I want to do a 12-inch spacing, I believe. And we'll do a 12-inch spacing. So I want the top of my... Well, actually, let's see here. One... Yeah, so what if I did 13? There. 5. 4. Okay. So 15 turns out I don't think was as bad as I originally envisioned. But I am going to go ahead and scale it back from the top distance of my shelving from 15, probably 13 and a half. I feel like that's probably my best compromise right now. So, just because I need to tighten up the spacing a little bit. And also I could use some water. There we go. So I'm going to set this here. So basically the gap between this and this is going to be my spacing for the lumber. Which, if you're thinking it looks a little tight, it definitely is. I think in the original plans the spacing was a little bit wider. I think it was closer to 15 feet. Not feet, but 15 inches. But I also have to like kind of like work with the constraints of my space, and I at least am gonna have like 15 inches from like from my main shelf that this is getting put over to where I'm going. So, go ahead and drill 2 holes. Holes pre-drilled. Proceeding to grab 2 3-inch screws. There we go. It's gonna be a onesies and for twosies. Whoop. And that's twosies. So we're gonna do that. Pop that out. And we're gonna go ahead and grab our little supports. So our support's gonna go in like here. Definitely looks like it might be a little bit challenging to get like really the full amount of use, but honestly, I think this will be fine. Because, yeah, reasons. Mostly because of, I will be putting a fair amount of weight, so I definitely want to have these supports. I could have probably have made them shorter, which would have probably been a good idea, but we're gonna say Shogunite. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Go! And then check it. That's good. Sweet! Oh, we got 2! Got 2 of our like shelves set up on this piece, so basically 50% of the way there. We're starting to really run into space constraints. So we've already made our decision. We're going to do 13 and a half. And that's going to be where our top of our... Actually, I want to take a look here. If I do 13 and a half there. Top of my line. But that's if I do a 15. Do I just want to constrain myself with... That's the top of the... What will be... Actually, you know what? Screw it. We're just going to make this one, the spacing, our 13 and a half. We're going to go back to 15-inch spacing because really that seems to be the better spacing for this. And I actually do have, like, the amount of room I think I should have. So. So that's going to be the pre-drilled holes for this support. Let me grab 2 screws. Yep. There we go. Wanted to fight me a little bit. I was determined to succeed. Hey, there we go. Now I just need one of you guys. Don't. Set that there, and we'll go ahead and drill and pre-drill 2 holes. Right. Again. But yeah, actually one good benefit of switching between the drive bit and the drill bit is it gives the drill bit a little bit of time to like cool off in between holes. Oh. Do it again. By George, I think we got it. Cool. So, let's do this. Without falling on any reason, thank you. This. Top shelf. Mostly because my top shelf is also going to be my highest shelf, so if I bring it a little bit down, that'll make it a little bit easier for me to get lumber on and off of it. I've got that. I need to set in a drill bit into my drill, and then grab some screws for later. Ah. Okay, there we go. Set this. Woo! That was some noise. It definitely did not want to play nice, but I'm gonna make it play nice. Because I'm gonna win. Because I'm a winner. Or so my mom told me. Okay. And we'll flip this back up. And I will insert my angled miter piece that makes this actually secure. And we'll drill. second. Switching. Ooh, drive chuck. Grab 2 screws. Supposed to be dropping screws today. That kind of day. Today's supposed to be lumber storage building day, not dropping screws day. That's a different day. Matters. Go. Okay. So, good news. We have the first one done. And so, here's the thing. We gotta build 4 of these. 4. That number. Sorry about that. Really gotta get some order in me. So, my game plan from here on out is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my next long 2x4. I'm gonna set it on top of this one. Then, I'm gonna start putting in all my runners from this side, and then I'm going to flip it over, and then I'll start putting these pieces. I really wanted to be careful and take my time with the first one, but now that I've got the first one done, I'm going to go ahead and I'm basically going to use what I have set as a template that I'm then going to transfer to the rest of the shelves I'm going to build. So I'm going to go grab a long 2x4, and I'll be right back. And I got a long 2x4. Long 2x4. There. This. I'm just going to take a little bit of a moment to fiddle with everything. I want to get everything approximately where it's going to set. And so this is actually kind of like the best spot to show you. Also, this is closer to the middle. So this is going to be a good one to set first to help stabilize. Yep. I gotta get... There's a knot right in the dead center of this thing. And I got past it. So, once I get these next 2 screws set in, that should go a long way towards maintaining the building integrity of the shelf. There we go. Okay, so basically, and that's going to help kind of. My 2x4 is now, well, this 2x4, my big one, now supported by both the one that's underneath it and now this piece. This piece just needs out. So don't worry, we're not going to worry about that. Not going to worry about this partial, seemingly misalignment that is occurring. Rest assured, that is not a problem. We are on top of this situation. We are makers here at this channel, which still kind of... It's actually really weird to me to consider myself like a maker VTuber. Even though I kind of am. It's weird. Granted, I definitely don't think I'm quite up to the... Not quite up to snuff as some of those other cool maker guys. Or gals on this site. Oh, okay, so that's what was happening. But you know what? I'm having fun doing what I'm doing. And most importantly of all, what I'm doing is not a job. And that's probably like the thing that matters the most to me, because I don't want this to be a job. I want this to be a fun thing. Because once something's like a job, it comes with like a completely different set of like expectations. Like for you as a person and whatnot. So I honestly genuinely want to avoid that. Because yeah, this is, as the tagline for this channel is, VTubing my slow life hobbies in my 30s. This is hobby work. This fun. This is not meant to be like work. But yeah, I also tried to be like a little deeper with the pre-drill on that one. Just to see if that makes it a little bit easier for me to drive my fastener in. I don't know if it will be or not, but hey. Doesn't hurt to try. Okay, it did not help for the top hole. Okay. Well, granted, I got an idea for my next one that I work on. Woohoo! My stack of boards is just starting to look a little thin. That's a good thing. Thin stack means I'm using my materials. So, what I did is I basically let myself get to the other side and poke some light holes, and then I'm just going to pre-drill those a little bit. That should give me, so that way when I go to insert these screws, it'll give me a pretty good head start. Goodness gracious. One of my friends just keeps rebooting his poor game. I think that's like the third time I've seen that his game notification. Ooh, I think that helped a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. Okay, cool. So, got all the racks on shelf numero duo. So we're basically gonna just keep going on, and so for these we're definitely gonna be checking to make sure if put a little bit more pressure on it or not. To bring it into square. Past that, gotta keep on keeping on. Ah. Gotta love it when the build's coming. Gotta also love it when you got a nice coating of sawdust. Feel like you did something to... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Ooh, yeah, that's near perfect. Wait. Bada bang! There we go. That's gonna be the second one done. Good or not? No. Oh, we'll go ahead and start at this spot. Bada bang! Granted, I don't know. Does anyone here have like any hobbies they like to talk about? Because I want this to definitely be a very pro hobby place, regardless of like what your hobby is. Granted, also like one of my motivations for doing this is I kind of have a bit of a, you could say, intense desire for there to be more hobby beat. Set it and John, yay! It looks good. Sweet. We are just trucking along here. But yeah. Because I don't know. Because for me, I feel like I'm max hobbied out. Especially in terms of what my budget will allow. But I also do enjoy hearing like what other people like to do with their free time. Like, for example, for me today, I went to my local park and did some trail work, which mostly consisted of like, so we're doing a new trail build where I volunteer at. And what we were doing today is we were basically we're doing cleanup work for the most part, and cleanup work, and so a lot of that's like grubbing out roots, looking for areas we may have missed when we first did our like pass through with our hand tools. Because, so, what the work process for what we do is, first we like look at like a topographical map, and then we try to like identify any areas where we would like to route our trail at. Then once we identify those areas on a map, we then hit the ground and actually confirm whether or not that's something we want to do or not. Then after we like hit the ground, take a look through, see what we want, we confirm that, we'll set up what's then called a flag line. The flag line is basically use like survey tape to mark the area where we want the trail to go. The biggest difference between like when we flag versus actually looking at things on the map is we're kind of looking for like big trees, there's obstacles, different things like that. Things that could impact the trail. So, I will yap a little bit more about that, but I want to check. It'd be just a hair bit off, but hey, you know what? There's ways to fix that. Guess what? Second shelf thing is now done. So, go ahead and take this, haul it off to the side. Hey! We'll grab our next one. Start working on this one. And roughly flat with nope, it's not. Gotta bring it a bit further down. There, pretty good there. Looking good there. Sweetums, cool. So, back to talking about trails. So, after you do a flag line and have basically like a mini excavator piece of equipment. Well, actually, we will do. Technically, there's one more step. Well, kind of two. So, before we bring any equipment in, after we've established a flag line for our trail, the next step is going to be clearing the trail. So, and that's a lot like what it sounds. So what it is basically we will like get in with like various tools, clippers. We'll clear out the underbrush. Oh, that's. Oh wow. Real dense rings on it. And then we'll clear the underbrush. We'll also, if we identify any fallen trees that need to be cut, this is also where we would bring a chainsaw in. And chainsaw those and get those taken care of. Then after all that's done, and you've basically created the main trail corridor, then the dirty work begins. Which, once we have all that established, the start of the dirty work is we bring in like a mini piece of equipment called a ditch witch. Okay, that's not the only words. All the time. Okay, cool. And so basically the ditch witch's job is to do a lot of the heavy lifting of earth movement for us. So it will come in and it will basically scrape out and make the general form of the trail, doing most of the heavy lifting and dirt moving. And then after that, after the ditch witch does its thing, then we come in with hand tools. And so what we'll do with the hand tools is we will clear out, well actually, usually one of the first things we do is called backsloping. So when the ditch witch does its thing, it basically creates like a small cliff in the side of the hill that gets cut, because most of the terrain that we run our trails in is in hilly terrain. So, there will be an area where we'll have to cut what's called backslope. And the back slope kind of a lot like these guys. It's basically a 45-degree angle, and what it's supposed to do is it helps water get on and then off trail, which my board has really gotten out of line. We'll fix that with some blocking here soon. But yeah, then we'll cut the back slope, and then we'll do like some kind of tidying up stuff, because the Ditch Witch usually reveals like a lot of roots and stuff. So we'll go through with hand tools. Either use like Pulaski's or various like soil work tools, or we can actually use like actual like hedge clippers to clip the roots. And that was actually kind of like the phase where I was working at today. So, kind of clearing up the trail, getting it ready. Because once you get a lot of that work done, you pretty much have like the bones, if you will, of the trail done. And then after that, you probably just have, well, there can be various other projects. Like if you have any like wet spots, you might want to like put a, what's called rock armoring. Rock armoring is where basically take rocks and you embed them into the trail like the tread of the trail itself. And the purpose of doing that is it basically creates like a hard surface and doesn't create like a mud pit. Okay. Yay! But yeah, that's a little bit of like doing trail stuff. I do a lot of trails. I have been doing that for quite some time. I'm actually one of the more senior volunteers at the park I volunteer at. There. Up. So yeah, it's been a fun thing to do. I will always say, like, the best thing about volunteering is you always meet really interesting people. And that's definitely, like, one of my big motivators to continue doing it. And it's also fun. But hey, you know what? I'm just a weirdo who likes contributing free labor to the world. But hey. Ah! Come on. But hey, it's fun to be a weirdo in the world. Especially when you're a weirdo doing neat stuff like building lumber storage as a VTuber. Granted, I probably shouldn't be talking into. Actually, I wanna double check myself. 13. Oh wait, yeah, it's 13.5 from top to top. So yeah. Everything's looking good. Looking good. So I got that. Grab one of my fun pieces I used to block up this piece. And not only block up and support that piece, but also make it straighter. Because it can use a little bit of pressure. Unlike me, I don't need pressure in my life. Peer pressure makes me do things. Like when my sister made me buy a Lego set. Which, that surprisingly did alright, like, number-wise. I was not expecting it to do that well. But hey, you know what? It did, and that's cool. Cool beans. Let's test that out. It tests good, Jim. It passed inspection. Okie dokie. Yeah. We actually got things pretty set, so they're like, bring things into view a little bit. Granted, I'm not really facing towards the mic when I'm... Audio might suffer. Aha! There we go. We are just gonna keep on trucking. Oh. This one. This one first. Here we go. That's it. This one's really being a lots of doodles. Huh? Go ahead and just keep it there. Very convincingly convince it to be where we want it to be. Hot dog! And then we'll slide it that way. That way you can see our next work site. Yeah. I do want to keep... I definitely do want to be someone who makes things reasonably visual. Especially for people who actually want to, like, do what I do. Except be more skilled at it. Granted, I'm definitely gonna have to make a mental note to put this drill on the charger after definitely putting it. Okay, that there. Oh. Convincing. A little bit better convincing with it, but okay. Be fine. Good thing about lumber storage is this is kind of basically like it's like a shop tier project. It doesn't have to be like super great or super dialed or just it has to work, and that's about all that matters. Which is one of the things why I really like about these projects, because that means I don't have to be super fussy with my build quality. Whereas if I was like building a project or doing something for a friend, I would definitely be a lot more motivated to put some more heart and soul into what I'm doing. And measuring, and lots of measuring. Okay. Oh! Yeah! Sweet. Shelf. Third, done. Oh, sorry, Mike. Okay, so I'm gonna put this off to the side. Okay. I'm back with a longboard. Longboard! A board that's long! Yeah. Okay. Getting the back parts installed. And yeah. And if you're keeping track at home, guess what? This is the last one we gotta build today. Let's keep up this good momentum going. Because, yeah. We definitely want to be finishing strong today. And I think I'm gonna have just enough screws to do what I want to do. I was checking before stream, before I went to the home center. Before I bought, like, well, the various materials. And I was like, I got enough screws. And I could probably have also, if I needed to, could have used. Did I pull those in a little? Listen, it didn't look like they pulled in a little. That's a bit better. Okay. Switching out for the drill bit. Drill bit. Putting this here. Nice and lined up. Okay, go. Whew. Man, it's 74 in the shop. I mean, hey now. I expect it to be warm in here when I'm like brewing or like I actually have like flame. I didn't think it would get. I didn't think it would actually get like warm and hot. Just doing work like this. But it has. I'm like, wow. That's a little unexpected there. So we'll keep moving along. Hey. Hey. Well, I am certainly very I wouldn't say like super precarious position, but I literally have just enough 3-inch screws for this. Which is actually kind of a good thing. Because if I have just the right amount of screws I need for a thing, then I don't have leftovers. Granted, I mean, I'm a shop guy. Having a little bit of leftovers is a good thing, because that means, who knows, I might have material for the next project. Which, a lot of the material in this, in this project, was leftover material from other projects. Like, for example, some of these boards here, they came from the table saw stand project. Oh, there we go. There we go. We are gonna be okie dokie artichokey. But yeah, that's also like kind of like a thing I like about this project is this is definitely one of those projects where it's actually a pretty good showcase of how you can use leftover materials, because it uses quite a few small parts, and you can just use up a lot of good like saved material this way. Okay, there we go. Be drilled. So here, and drill this out a little bit more. Feel like it. Boop. Boop. Yeah. Oak. It's out for this, and that is the last of our screws, fam. That is the last of our screws. We literally had just what project. Oh yeah. That one. Then cool. Sweet. So take this and flip it up, and then we can start put those pieces in, and then once we get those in, we'll be done today. So. But yeah, I guess I'm kind of sorry that I started stream sooner than normal. But I also did want to... This was definitely a one stream only project, and I wanted to get it done in one stream in a reasonable amount of time. But also, I was off work for today and a few other days due to the family trip I mentioned in the brewing stream. So, my goal for this evening is I'm probably going to do a light amount of, and then I'm going to make the focus of my evening about... Ooh. It did not sound great. But yeah, I'm gonna make the eventual focus of my evening. That was much better. That's ideal. But yeah, I'm gonna make the focus of my evening about getting some, at least a little bit R&R in. I feel like this whole... These last couple days I've had off, I've always been doing something. Because Monday, I was traveling back from my family's. Then Tuesday was beer brewing. And today I did volunteering, and now I'm doing this stream. But I did want to go ahead and get like 2 streams in this week, because I will also be out of town visiting not family but friends this upcoming weekend. Trying to do what I can to make myself available to all the important people in my life. Family, friends, and I suppose the viewers of my YouTube channel. But yeah, I try. There we go. Get that pretty nice and lined up. Up on the tip. And perfect. There we go. But yeah. Then we'll slide this forward. And then you guys can see the next one. But yeah. Like, this is definitely like a hobby project, like this whole like VTuber thing, but hey, you know what? I at least wanna... I'm the type of person who likes I'm okay with a mediocre result, but I at least want to put like enough effort in. I feel like I deserved an okay-ish result. And I know, like, as a streamer and stuff, I got a lot to work on. It actually would have been real nice if I could have used that week I was off to actually prepare some stuff, you know? Like, do a few more things, you know? I really want to, at some point, want to work on having some, like, alerts and things, you know? So that way, if people do a thing, I can, like, shout them out. Perfect. Got a little bit further off than I want, but I can accept the result. But yeah. I am definitely very much the amateur at this, but hey, you know what? I'd rather be an amateur having fun versus an expert not having fun. Which sounds like job. Job is bad. Well, I don't know, job's not bad, but job can be bad. Okay. Ladies and gents, we are down to our last 2 screws here today. Let's get excited. I'm excited. I'm stoked. That one in and more. There we go. Yeah! We did it! We did it! Well, I don't know. I did it. You guys provided moral support. Thank you. But yes. We have built lumber shelves. Really simple build. Pretty straightforward stuff. Especially if you're willing to, I guess you could say, compromise a little bit. Which I definitely compromised on this project, because, like, in the original build video, there's a link in the you-know-what. When setting all these boards, they wanted you to mount 2 boards as a straight edge and then pocket hole them into this board. Which I was like, cool, and I was originally okay with, but that called for 2.5-inch pocket hole screws, and I don't have 2.5-inch pocket screws. I only have 1.25-inch pocket hole screws. So I was like, okay, I don't have those, so we're gonna go ahead and butt joint, but we're gonna just use 2 3-inch screws, which is probably overkill for this application. But you know what? That's fine because hey, I've used up all my 3-inch screws, or at least all my Phillips heads 3-inch screws, which is really important because you might have heard the drill bit jumping out of some of these screws as I was driving them home. Yeah, I am definitely going to be switching all my fasteners that I use in projects over to Torx screws versus the Phillips, because the Torx screws just drive so much better. So that's a bit of self-improvement that yours truly is doing. But yeah, I think that's enough notes about this build. It is only 8:11 where I'm at. I've had a pretty good stream. This is nice. Am I tempted to keep the 5:30 start time? In some ways, yes, and other ways, no. And also, apparently, I'm probably going to have to get a new miter saw because my miter saw only cuts in 90-degree angles, and I would really appreciate it if it could like do more angles than that. So I might actually start shopping around a little bit, maybe on like Facebook Marketplace and things for a miter saw, because if that thing can't make miter cuts, that's a bit of an issue. But hey, we overcome it. Table saw Kuhn came in clutch for us, and we were able to make our miters. I don't think these are the best quality miters we could have made. Definitely would have been better to use like a actual like proper miter saw. But hey, stuff happened, and we pivoted and changed course and got stuff done. So yeah, this is gonna be last stream for this week. Sorry about that. As I actually just said a little while ago, I'll be out of town this weekend with spending time with my friendos. So hey, you got friendos in your life, go spend some time with your friendos. So as for when I will be back next week, I really don't know. I'm definitely going to be playing things by ear. Not only did I pick up materials for today's project on my visit to the big box store, I actually went to the big box store, but I actually picked up materials for a future project that I'm very excited about. But I don't think I'm going to start that project next week. It's probably going to be the week after that, ideally. But I will say, as far as stuff to look forward to next week, I think the weather in my location is going to be good enough to actually get back to doing some campfire cooking streams. So I really hope the weather turns nice and be able to get to doing some of those, because I actually really enjoyed the first couple of those streams I did, and I would really like to actually like get back into them again. They were a lot of fun. So this is Sugi Yamagawa, and I'm VTubing my slow life hobbies in my 30s, and I hope all of you all have a good rest of your day, evening, night, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I will see you all in the next one. Okay, bye-bye.